Hi, I want to talk about the women's right to vote push that was made in the 19th century. But we're going to start in the 18th century with Abigail Adams and her simple words to her husband John as he got on his horse to ride off to Congress. He told him, "Don't forget the ladies." And unfortunately, John Adams did not remember the ladies, at least not very vigorously, as nothing changes. So the United States had an early opportunity to do the right thing, and unfortunately, they failed. So a lot of these sexist ideas, towards women, they come from England primarily, but other European nations as well. And women had no opportunities in education to speak of, no economic opportunities, hard to get a divorce, and very frustrating. Didn't even own her own jewelry. So it's a male dominated society without question. And, Abigail Adams was very talented. I like to look at her and John Adams as the first American power couple. He relied heavily on his wife, Abigail. She could read people better than him. She was very talented. So nothing happens in the 18th century. So we go almost to the midway point in the 19th century before a really serious move is made. And it's made from Elizabeth Cady Stanton. She is very talented. She well educated. Her dad made sure she got an education, so she studied Latin. She understands politics, history. In fact, when her brother died, her dad was distraught, and he said, I just wish you were a boy. So this really struck her to her core. She's got all this ability, yet she's being held back simply because she's female. Now, Stanton is going to have 7 children, and in 1848, she's 32, and she decides that now is the time to set forward this campaign, and she's going to call a meeting, a national convention, in Seneca Falls, New York. This is July 19 and 20 in 1848. So halfway through the 19th century, and now we have our first real national movement. And it's attended by over 300 people. Men were there as well. Frederick Douglass, the only African-American male who attended. And Stanton releases these sentiments, these things that women need to have. And a lot of this is very reasonable for us, but men were very upset with number 9, the right to vote. So Stanton is resilient. She's very committed to this cause, and over 100, almost 100 people signed this petition. Actually, 100 signed the petition, and 32 are men. So this does have support from men, and that's good. And this is going to cause a disturbance. A lot of men are going to be upset. And they're going to put a lot of pressure on these women and men that signed this petition. So they're signing, this to the world to look at. And Congress, state legislatures, things like that. We want the right to vote, and we're gonna fight for it. So men respond rather viciously with these political cartoons. As you can see, this one here, definitely not funny, and it shows this girl at 15, kind of sweet and innocent. At 20, looks like she's going out to some kind of social engagement. And then 20 years later, she looks like she's frustrated, wringing her hands together, and you see this little caption, "Not married and I'm 40." So at 50, you can see the picture of their painting. They're telling you with these cartoons, and there's thousands of them. They're telling people that these women that are pushing for the right to vote are troubled. There's something wrong with them. And That's the message it sends. Any questions? All right, so when we return, Elizabeth Cady Stanton is going to hook up with Susan B. Anthony and continue this push towards the right to vote. Thank you.